Hello everybody, welcome to BlendArMocap, motion capture with your webcam, developed by Dennis Su. Okay, let's get started. First you need to download the add-on, which I've provided the link for. Once that's downloaded to a location on your computer, you need to open up Blender using administration privileges. In order to do that, you need to right-click on the icon and scroll to Run as Administrator. Once Blender is opened, you need to load the add-on and edit preferences. And once the preferences window is open, click on Install on the add-on menu at the top, as you see here. Once the add-on is installed, you need to click on the checkbox in Development BlendArMocap and click on the left arrow to open up the menu. Now you need to install dependencies, which is important for BlendArMocap to run properly. Once it's installed, the button will be grayed out, as you see here. Okay, so BlendArMocap should be loaded now, and if you go to Layout, there should be a tab, BlendArMocap, that has the menu for the add-on. Click on that to open it up. Okay, a little bit of background. BlendArMocap uses MediaPipe. MediaPipe is a Google development program that lets you track the body, head, and hands of a person from a camera, as you see here. So it lets you track the legs, arms, and torso just by using a camera or webcam. It lets you track the head, as you see here, just by using a camera or a webcam. And it also lets you track the points of the hand, as you see here. Okay, that's really fantastic code, but it's never been utilized for computer animation programs until now. Dennis Su has developed BlendArMocap as a bridge between MediaPipe and Blender rigs and animation software to create motion capture animation that will transfer to Blender. Okay, so how does it work? Let's get started with detection. In order to do that, you need to set the key step. Since we're using the body motion capture right now, we'll set the key step to 8. Key step also allows you to overwrite your animations, since transferring the animation only needs to use the button once to transfer animation. Subsequent detection will automatically transfer. And the key step is also set by setting your start keyframe here in the playback. Okay, I've resized my interface so we can see the webcam and the interface together. And in order to start the detection, you click on this button and the webcam will pop up. This will be able to detect the arms and the torso and the subsequent movement that I'll be recording to the webcam. Takes a little while. Using my laptop. The cool thing about this program is it virtually lets you do motion capture in any location. Wherever you, if you have it on a laptop, you can take it anywhere. So as you can see here, it's tracking my movement of the shoulders and my arms and tracking that, recording it to BlendArMocap. I'm just showing some real basic movement here just to show an example of how the program works. Okay, let's stop that. In order to stop the webcam feed, you use the right mouse button, and then we'll transfer the animation to the rig. By using the Start Transfer button. The driver should be set to CGT pose, and the armature should be set to your rig. Okay, so that part of the animation is done. If we go back to the first frame and scroll through, you'll be able to see the animation transferred to the character. Okay, that's great. Now let's transfer our hand animation. In order to do that, set your key step to 4, which is a keyframe every 4 frames instead of 8. Set your target to hands, and we'll start the webcam again by start detection. Now, the program will detect the hands and hand movements as the webcam starts. So here we see the webcam recognizing the hand movements, and I'm just showing some real basic movement that we can record with our webcam. Okay, let's stop the detection by the right mouse button and go to animation transfer. This time we'll pick CGT hands and the armature of the rig, the same rig, and start the transfer. Now there's some issues with rotations, but I've figured out a way that you can alleviate that, and that's by going to the rig, pose mode, and picking the hand joints, and then turning off influence. you can still rotate the hands by using the widgets. So here we need to adjust the hand rotation a little bit. Something more reasonable. Okay, great. And let's go back to object mode and scroll through, and you'll see how the hand and the body movements are animated together. Let's go to pose mode and rotate the hands a little bit more so they seem to look better. Okay, let's preview that. Still a lot of rotation there. As I said, we can change these. You can rekey the parts of the hand. And set it up. But since we don't have too much time today, I'm going to just edit this so we have a reasonable animation. Okay, so we'll just go with that. Okay, and now let's record the head. In order to do that, you set up your target to face, and then let's start detection again. We'll leave the key step at 4. Now the webcam will recognize our face and our head movement and track that and transfer those tracking instances to BlendArMocap. It's taken a while for it to kick in. There we see the head movement and also the mouth. As I'm talking, it's recording my mouth movement and is transferring that to the rig. Okay, so now we need to transfer to the rig by picking drivers, pose, and armature rig and starting that transfer. Did that again. Okay, you need to pick CGT face and start the transfer. I hope that didn't affect the rig too much. And now we see all the animation put together of the head, arms, and hands. Now, in order to really visualize the animation, you can set the viewport to show viewport shading, which will let you visualize the textures that you created in your Blender program. And now we can record the viewport render animation so we can see how everything looks. Let's wait for that to record. It's at frame 40 now, it's halfway done. And this is the most interesting part of computer animation, watching a render. With the viewport render, it's really pretty fast. It takes about a second per frame and lets you visualize your animation and review and edit what you need to do when you're creating motion capture. Pretty amazing to be able to do this and create motion capture without markers or suits or gloves for hand animation or a face camera for facial animation. And this is just the beginning of the development for this program. And we're looking forward to what Dennis is going to be able to develop with this program and how it's going to evolve in the future. So there's some exciting things to come, even though now you can really create quite a lot of data and really create some interesting motion capture just by utilizing your webcam. Okay, so now the program should be done. Let's check the results. And I like to play the animation at half speed in order to get a little bit more realism. So here we go. Here's the animation. Pretty fast pipeline for being able to create content. As you can see, looks pretty good. The movement looks really good, and rig provides some really nice weighting for the character to be able to make it look pretty realistic and make the muscle movement and the human movement look pretty good. Okay, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.